Artie, okay, it's been like 3 weeks, I think, since we've been like this. Now, are you gonna contact the shaman or what?
Why would I do that?
Well, who else is gonna be able to do this?
Why would I trust some man who does drugs out in the woods?
Well, because he might have an idea of how to get through this. Do you have any other better ideas? Because I haven't heard him.
Well, let me just... When I do drugs, you have big problem with it.
Yeah,
When he does drugs out in the woods, you call him Shaman.
well, yeah, Artie, because it's different, Artie, and you know it. It's different.
Oh,
He's
okay,
doing
okay.
peyote, you were doing heroin.
What's the difference?
Well, peyote is a much more hallucinogen. Heroin, from my understanding, is much more of a sedative. I don't really know much of its effects. I mean, we both did it. We both did it. I don't want to talk about heroin
All I can say is when I did it, I met God, baby.
Well, see? And so he might have met God too, and so he might know something about how to get our brains fixed.
I don't think there's anything, I mean, I'm kind of used to it now. I mean, it is kind of weird.
Well, Artie, frankly, I think I sound very retarded.
I mean, I feel like before I had a voice that had a little bit more enunciation. And it hurts to speak.
I just had a much more defined accent, dialect. I just had a much more lived in voice.
I mean, I guess at this point it would not hurt.
That's what I'm saying. Just contact there's a shaman living on Donald Trump's island.
Alright. I will contact the spiritual man because you are fascinated by his spiritual nature.
Well, Artie, I mean, if he's anything like the magic man that Hart sang, well, he must know an awful lot.
I mean, Donald Trump trusts him, so why shouldn't we?
Well, he got her panties soaking wet.
Whose?
Hart!
Oh, you think this is the same magic man who made Art's panties all wet and she made that song about him?
Well, it could be. I mean, he's a magic man after all, and you said you met God. Maybe this man's immortal.
Alright, I mean, let's go.
Righteous! Hey!
Mr. Magic Man, you have to help us.
Hey, who are you guys?
My name is Artie the Kaplan. A pleasure to meet you, former congressman.
Okay, wild. What's a congressman, though?
I was a congressperson for the United States, and I passed incest for all and all for incest. A very, widely loved bill, and everybody loved it. And
well, that's
it
trippy,
allowed.
bro. That's really trippy. And who's your sexy wife?
That's my mom.
I'm his
And
mother.
please don't call her sexy.
I'm also his wife. Well, one of the things that we're here for, frankly, is to know, we're trying to erase our brains, okay? We're the Lord. We created the universe. We created you. Yada, yada, yada.
We can't, we keep remembering. We just want to forget.
Dude, you want to forget that you created the universe? Man, if I created this shit, I would be doing things so different. I mean, if you really created the universe, you mean to tell me you created a society where sex goblins don't have any rights? I mean, any god that would do that? Well, I mean, that's
oh my
unjust.
God, of course, Brenda, of course you got this one of these liberal neo fucking
Oh, well, come on.
anti-fascist.
Let me tell you, are you an atheist, young man? Are you an atheist?
Well, if you're asking if I believe that there's a god that would allow for cancer to exist, yeah, I would say I don't worship that. If that makes me an atheist, then call me one.
I bet you wear a t-shirt on your days when you're not being a shaman that says, real men don't wear sandals or something like that.
Yeah, or something about evolution, you know, the Jesus fish but with the feet on it. Something cringe.
Listen, I got to tell you fucking something right now, you pretentious motherfucker. There is no evolution in this world. Sex goblins came into being straight from my mind.
Well, you sound a little crazy, Artie. There's no reason to go on a power trip. I mean, the sex
I'm
goblins,
God, and this guy doesn't think I'm God.
Well, they had a few. I mean, Artie, you gotta admit they've come a long way. I mean, we didn't make we made them in the last universe, and their bacteria stuck around in this universe. They repopulated. Of course, they're a lot better. There's a lot less of them. I don't see any reason why they couldn't have rights. I mean, come on, Artie. I mean, we made them after all.
All right, okay, they can have whatever. They get the rights, but I can assure you that a god would create a universe where sex goblins do not have rights, because we did it.
Well, then you're just like flat out a bad dude, bro. I'm picking up bad vibes from you.
Well, that's why we're coming to you, because we don't want to be like this.
Well, listen, I have communed with God before,
Oh,
what
yeah?
you would say is God,
Oh, yeah?
Yahweh. You ever heard of Yahweh?
Yahweh, I've heard of Yahweh.
Yeah, well, I communed with Yahweh in another life.
Uh-huh.
The only way you can really erase your brain and get back into experiencing this thing we call the universe is if I blow this universe forgetting dust in your face. Once I do it, though, you're gonna have to live out a full existence not knowing you're God. Are you really willing to do that?
Yeah, that's why we came to see you.
Well, that could be like a whole lifetime. Like, some people live like 104 years.
God, I want to punch you in the face. Just give me the fucking... Ah! Ah!
Oh my god.
Get the fuck off me, you fat
Who
bitch!
the fuck are you?
Why are you sitting on top of me?
I didn't mean to. Listen, I don't know who you think you are, but that was an honest mistake. Who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck do you think you are? Do you just go around laying on top of people, you fucking whore, you fat bitch?
Oh my god. You have such a potty mouth.
Oh, piss off, you old bitch. Blow
You
it
cuss
out your
like that in
fat
front of
ass.
your mother?
Oh, bitch, you leave my mom out. You leave my mother out of this. You wouldn't know a class if it hits you upside the head with a big fucking fat penis, so fuck off, you old hag.
Oh, you really have some issues. Flipping me off? Don't ever flip me off, young man.
Oh, piss off, bitch.
You need some manners. It seems like no one's ever taught you respect.
Yeah, well, if I were just going to take advice from a hooker who lays on people by the bus stop...
A hooker.
Well, you're laying on people at the bus stop. I just came here to get the bus to work.
I'm not a
And
hooker.
you're laying on top... Well, what am I supposed to think? You're laying on top of me. I wake
No,
up...
I'm a person.
Well, it's early in the morning. I'm waiting on the damn bus. I fall asleep at the bus stop. I wake up and your fat ass is on top of me trying to fuck me.
I'm not fat, okay? I'm a little overweight, and I probably could lose 20 pounds. But that's not very nice, and you should be more body positive because you're not much of a looker yourself.
Oh, well, you know what? I didn't go around sitting on people no matter when. I only sit on people who have consent, you fucking bitch.
Oh, so now you're saying I raped you? Is that what you're trying to say? I raped you?
At least assaulted.
That was
fuck.
probably the most action your gross ass has gotten in fucking 5 years.
Oh,
Look at you.
oh.
Those stains look like they're at least 6 years.
Oh, fuck off, you
When's the last
bitch.
time you changed your clothes, you nasty slob?
When's the last time anybody ever came when they were having sex with you? I bet never.
Oh, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, you wouldn't even.
I've had cum all over this body.
I doubt it. I bet anybody that saw you drenched in cum would throw the fuck up all over you.
Well, I bet you everybody who's drenched me in cum has wanted to do it over and over and over.
I fucking bet. I would like to see that
Oh, you
happen.
would like to see that, you sad, miserable fuck.
This is my bus. Have
Get
a
on the
nice
bus,
day.
you Forrest Gump-looking ass.
Hey, oh wait. Don't have a nice day. Actually have a shitty day, you piece of shit.
Have a shitty life, you stupid motherfucker.
God, that bitch was a fucking whore. Are they always like this downtown?
Yeah, ain't not much you can do about it.
fucked up.
Other
man.
than keeping on, brother.
Are you Wanda Sykes?
I'm a man. Why you
Oh,
think I'm Wanda Sykes?
sorry, did I do a microaggression?
Nah, man, it's all cool.
Oh, okay. This is a cool place.
The buzz?
Oh, yeah, I mean, besides the hooker, I just have been thinking about how cool it is to live here.
Yeah, you start to get used to the hookers, but I mean, ain't not much you can do about them.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but are you masturbating?
Yeah. You want to see?
Yeah.
How you like the size of that one?
I do know it's...
Kind of reminds you of a 2-liter, don't it?
Honestly, yes, it's, very remarkable.
All right, I'm gonna put it back under the blanket now.
That's good. That's good. Alright, well... Oh,
Excuse me, young man.
oh, do you need a seat?
No, I just couldn't help but notice that you were yelling at that woman out there. I just wanted to say thank you. I'm
Oh,
sick.
yeah.
I'm sick of seeing the hookers out here,
Me too.
and frankly,
No, I
I'm
can't-
tired of seeing these people masturbate on the bus.
I know it's nasty. Somebody should be doing something about this. And I don't
You're
mean to
tripping.
be
You
racist.
just asked to see it.
Well,
Well, I don't care if your member is the size of a 2-liter. I mean, I would never want that. Would be extremely uncomfortable inside of me.
yeah, I mean, it would probably hurt, but honestly, it was just out of curiosity. Be honest with you, if it was a nasty penis, I would have screamed. But it was so big, it was kind of like a circus oddity.
That's kind of how I get them with a shock value.
Yeah. Do you want to see it, ma'am?
I mean, why not? Here you go, ma'am.
It's pretty big.
Oh
isn't it?
my, yes.
I know.
That's about
Alright,
That's about the biggest one I've ever seen.
This is the best bus ride to work I've ever had.
Where do you work at, young man?
I work at Capital Steel.
Capital Steel, off the
Yeah.
corner of Lowry.
Yeah, it's how'd you know? You've been there?
My late husband used to be the manager there.
Oh my god, don't tell me, Steve.
You knew Steve?
Well, of course I worked there for 13 years.
You knew my baby?
Yes, I didn't know he passed away. I heard he retired.
He retired from life, son.
I'm so sorry to hear that. You know, working under Steve was one of the greatest experiences of my life. He brought me on right out of high school and gave me a job, a really solid job that gave me the foundation to buy a nice house.
Honey,
and-
you don't have to bullshit me. I know he was a piece of shit.
Oh,
If he was anything like he was at home, you know, always ordering me around and making me do things and telling me I didn't do it good enough, I know he did that to you.
well, to be honest with you, ma'am, I think that was just you because
It was just me?
Yeah, he was very respectful at work, very,
I knew he was
communicative,
gay.
He had an open door policy. No, I don't think he was gay. To be honest, I didn't know he was married to you, though.
He never mentioned me.
Well, no, and in fact, he was known to have an open relationship with the HR representative.
He was cheating on me.
I guess so.
It's okay. I mean, I was cheating on him too.
Oh, okay. So, see, this is a really cool city.
Yeah, I mean, I've never cheated on him with a man with a 2-liter, but you know, now it wouldn't be cheating now, so I haven't had any action since because the only way I could get off was through cheating.
I see. Well, maybe you could, you know, hit this man up and see if he wants to have sex with an old woman.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really have a personality. You're the most personable person I've met since, you know, he died.
Oh,
And you know,
yeah.
you don't feel pressured, but here's my number in case, you know, you ever want to come fill this loose hole.
Okay. I'll take your number. What is your name, by the way?
Beverly?
Beverly, it was very lovely to meet you, but this is my stop.
And what is your name, young man?
Clark
Clark. Clark what?
County.
Clark County.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, my last name's Hillbilly, so look me up on Facebook.
I'll see you there.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Have a good shift, young man. Come let me know when you want to fill this loose hole.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me get inside here. Hey, sorry, boss. A little late punching in here.
Artie, can you, I need a word with you.
Yeah, 1 second, boss. Let me just put my lunch in the fridge.
You know what time it is?
Yeah, I know I'm a little late. The bus was a
A
little
little late.
So listen,
You're 7 minutes late.
well, some lady, listen, you're not going to believe this.
I don't want to hear
First of all-
any more excuses. You shut up right now. You clock in. You come sit in here in my office.
All right. Be right there. Sir, so the bus was late, and when I woke up at the bus stop, there was a hooker on top of me.
Artie,
I didn't do it. But
Listen,
I'm
you
here
know-
to get to work.
we got a merit system going on here. You know that, right? We run on a
Yes.
point system. Now, there's nothing I can do personally if you don't clock in on time. And right now, you're at 4. You got 4 points. And you know
I
what
know.
happens when you get to 5?
5 is a written warning.
Written warning. And what happens at 6? You don't learn anything from the meetings we have every morning. Or
Six is a 3-day suspension.
and 7 is getting fired. So you're right on the edge.
I
Artie.
know.
Now, I know you worked here for 13 years. I know you got a pension saved up, but that's all going to go away if you can't follow the rules. We don't
Wait.
have time for people having tough times around here. You've
You
worked here
might
for
take my
13 years. You
pension.
could have bought yourself a car. Listen, it's not my
Whoa.
business what you spend your money on, but if you can't get into work on time, we're going to have to find somebody who can.
No, I promise it won't be an issue. I have just been saving up money, and I swear I will. It's just my mortgage payment is a little too high. I kind of bought a house that was out of my range.
Well, I mean, I can't blame you. I've made poor financial decisions in my life. Listen, I'm going to get you caught up, all right?
All right.
Don't got too much out there,
Yeah. Okay.
so we might be sending you home a little early.
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
We got 2 trailers that need loaded on docks 14 and 17.
Okay. I can
And
do
we
that.
got a skeleton crew today because the whole crew's off to go see the Sex Goblin baseball game.
Okay. It's the championships, right?
You don't know about it?
Well, is it okay if I listen to it while I drive around, or should I not?
We have a strict no headphone policy.
I
Again, do you
know.
not read the rules?
No, I know it's an OSHA thing. I just thought maybe, since
You need to
it's
be able to hear the beep beep of the forklift. Also, keep in mind you need to be beep beeping your forklift.
I know. I will beep.
And make sure you're not destroying the damn pallets like you did yesterday and you thought nobody would see it. Now I'm gonna let that one slide because I know you know how to drive that forklift. But that's not going to happen around here. Ever.
Okay. I'm sorry, Tony.
I will straight up fire you if you ever destroy one of our pallets again.
I won't do it again, Tony. I swear.
All right, get out there.
Have a good day. Hello and welcome to MOATAIF, folks. I don't remember exactly when this memory happened, but it was sometime in, I guess, 2020, when I still lived in Columbus, and I was, there's always traffic on Parsons Road. There's been so much construction there the entire time I lived there, and even when I came back in December, it still hasn't been done. If anything, it looks worse. But I'm coming down the road, and there's traffic for like a mile in front of me and like a mile behind, just slowly moving. And there's a car trying to pull out of one of the side streets. I just paused, gave him the natural gap that you're supposed to do when you don't block intersections, and let the man pull out. He was an older black man. That I don't know if that's important to the story, but he was an older black man. As he's pulling out, I've let him pull out essentially. As he pulls in front of me, just as the traffic's getting ready to go again, the car behind me honks.
Why?
Because they're mad that I let this person out, I guess. They wanted me to go. Well, the man that I let out thought it was me.
Oh,
and so
that's
I swear
awkward.
it was so awkward. I see him do this, kind of be like, in the rear, like, gesture, like, what the heck, in his, behind me. But then when the traffic stopped, I swear to God, he got out of the car and he did one of these. He just like kind of, shrugged his shoulders and looked at me. And I had Taylor with me, and I like looked and I went, I was like, and I said, it wasn't me. And I like gestured with my thumb to the car behind me. And he goes, oh, okay. And like instantly he's fine, gets in the car and drives away. I have thought
What kind of car was
that.
he driving?
A little SUV, some little SUV.
Honda CRV?
Yeah, he reminded me a lot of Howard Patton in like stock and build, just the kind of like older black man that he was. Kind of like Earl Massey too, but a little less frail.
Dude, I don't want to believe this. Because there's no evidence that could possibly, but I know, where on Parsons was it?
Before Whittier.
Because what you're describing is Craig, and I know Craig lives on Whittier, and he drives a small SUV.
Are you serious?
And he is like Earl Massey, doesn't look less frail, and an older black man.
This would be absolutely wild.
This would be wild if it turned out to be. You think you would recognize him?
No, I doubt it. No, let me see if I can recall the color of car. Don't tell me, because in my mind, it's like a dark green or like a gray kind of color. Is that the color?
He drives like a silver Honda CRV.
Yeah. Yeah, and he got out and he was.
That's something Craig would do.
He was like, "What the heck?" But okay, so the thing that I keep coming to every time I think about this, because of course I'm the type of person who just replays everything anyway. Any awkward encounter like that's gonna be replayed, no matter what. But the thing I keep coming back to is I let you out. Why would it have been me honking?
I have no clue.
That's what I keep coming back to. I'm like, I paused to let you out and did want to, hi, like, come on. Why would I then honk at you?
Was he pulling out of a side street or not like a restaurant or anything?
Yeah, it was like just an alleyway, a side street, something like that. One of the, maybe Family Dollar, something like that. And I just let him merge into traffic. And that person behind me ruined it. It really made me feel awkward, and I still think about it to this day. Enough to talk about it on this show.
Was he skinny?
Yeah, he was a skinny black man.
Oh God.
It sounds like it could be Craig, but of course,
I mean, how many skinny?
Has a lot of people, right?
Yeah, probably a lot of skinny older black men who drive, small SUVs. But I'm definitely gonna take a picture of him and send it to you discreetly.
Yeah,
so that you can maybe re-jog your memory and be like, that was him. But I would love to somehow bring it up to him and just be like, has a car ever let you out and then honked at you?
And then he's like, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? In fact, they have.
Even that was my best friend, and he actually still thinks about it to this day. Because I don't know why I keep thinking about it, but it always comes up at some point. Every few months I think about it, and I'm just like, I let you out.
It's because it's like one of those misunderstandings that is never gonna get resolved. I mean, you got it, but it's
Yeah, why would he be so offended though? I would just give you the finger and just forget about you.
Right. Well, and my thing is like, yeah, to get out of the car was wild, and like the balls it took. Because what if it was me? What if I was angry? And what if I like hated black people? And then I was just like, yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, why did he do that? Was he really willing to do that because somebody honked at him after letting him out? I mean,
well, I mean, Craig used to sell crack, so I mean, maybe.
Wow.
I am completely just the whole story transformed my. I can't stop thinking about it being Craig, and it just it sounds like something he would do, because he's always doing shit like that. He's always getting like highly offended by things customers do. Mm-hmm. Like he was telling me a story a few weeks ago where like he had like his head in a shelf or something, like trying to reach the back of it, and a customer reached in for an item that was kind of close, like in the shelf, and he smacked their hand away, and he's like, "The fuck are you doing, getting that close to me? I don't do that, nah." Like he's just that sort of person.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Well, he did.
Well, yeah, he did. I mean,
Craig does whatever he wants, and nobody really says anything to him about it. I mean, and he talks a lot about how he takes the pandemic seriously. Never has his mask up. Always, like he's one of those people who like takes it down to talk to you in the middle of the store, and I feel so uncomfortable because I'm like, go away. Like I don't really care, but like I know everybody else does, and you're making me uncomfortable by making everybody else around us uncomfortable.
Right. Yeah, it's like secondhand embarrassment because you're like, I know everybody else is angry, and I'm like a part of it because I'm standing here talking to you.
Yeah, and I should be like sitting here, you know, probably everybody's expecting me to be sitting here telling you like, please, hey, put up your mask. But it never
It'll
works.
never be me.
No, I don't do that to anybody.
It would never be me.
No, I'm not going to tell anybody to put their mask on. Not because I'm some sort of anti-masker and I believe what they're doing, because I really don't. But and I judge you, but I'm not going to confront you about it because I'm just not that. Plus, I watched some bitch like a month or two ago. She was some British woman in the store who wasn't wearing a mask, and this old woman's like, "Put your mask on!" Like she was rude about it, and she's like, "Excuse me, no, I have a medical condition, and frankly, my health is none of your business." And like they just had this fight in the middle of the fucking store, and it was so cringy.
That is really cringe. And I guess like, oh god, that's so cringe.
I have 5 medical conditions that the state of Ohio allows 5 medical conditions, and I have 3 of them.
Right, and it's only a matter of time until it's an episode of What Would You Do? And I wouldn't be surprised if it already is.
It almost probably already is.
And
what would you do if somebody... They wouldn't even risk that, though. They're like... Oh, they would be like, this person is vaccinated before... Like,
yeah, they'd be like, this person has had vigorous COVID-19 testing, has quarantined for 3 months, and... Right, like, it would be all of that sort of thing. Like, even to appear in the movie tomorrow, I've already had, like, 4 COVID tests.
Holy shit. Are they like the rapid tests? Tomorrow.
Yeah.
They come back quick?
Mm-hmm. Within 10 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're taking it seriously. I think I have to have 2 more again tomorrow, too, so it'll be like a total of 6 before I'm ever even, like, done anything.
You know, it's weird because last night I went and got drinks. I was just telling you this before we started recording, but I went and got drinks with a couple of Abigail's friends. And the boyfriend, John, you know, he's like he's in his residency or whatever to be a doctor. And he's had the vaccination. And he told me, he's like, I just had a negative COVID test 2 days ago, and I just got my vaccination, so I'm good. If you want to try this beer of mine. And like, I wouldn't have cared anyway. But it was just so, as soon as he said that, I looked at him, and he had like this golden aura, like that nobody else had. I'm like, you're a protected one. Like, there's something just really special about him after that. I'm like, that's crazy, dude. Like, you're immune. Like,
Right.
Like, I almost looked at him as like a god. I'm like, oh my god. Like, I don't have to be afraid to be around. Like, imagine not thinking about it at that point and just being comfortable going anywhere. And it kind of convinced me to get the vaccination.
For sure.
Or at least get the test to see if I had the antibodies. But even he said that on his second vaccination, he got like the highest temperature he's ever had in his entire life, like 103.
Eesh.
For like a whole day at a fever of 103. And
That doesn't sound good.
And he's a doctor.
That don't sound good. That don't sound good.
Yeah, but I don't think this show should be everybody's talking about the goddamn COVID
You're
vaccine.
right. I mean, you know, it seeps in there. It seeps in there. So, for Christmas, I got the A Promised Land by Barack Obama.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember you asked for that.
And it's very good so far. Excited to finish it. But there was a passage that I wrote down
It's a big-ass,
here.
long-ass book, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm on page 214 of 706.
Can I see the book? I just want to see how thick this puppy is.
It's a big boy.
Oh, that is a big boy. My God.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Is it bigger than Bill Clinton's My Life?
I think it's about the same. Yeah, I think Bill Clinton's might be a little bit bigger, but this is only part 1. This only covers the
Oh,
first
Jesus
term.
Christ.
Yeah, so there was going to be a second one at some point that covers the second term, which might elicit some more campaign memories since that's the campaign that we worked on. But this book did elicit one campaign memory that I kind of forgot, and so I want you to I'll read it real quick when I find it. The setting is we're at a rally in South Carolina. A wasted day, I thought to myself, mentally ticking off all the other work I could have been doing. I was going through the motions, shaking hands, asking people what they did for a living, quietly trying to calculate how fast I could get out of there, when suddenly I heard a piercing voice shout out, "Fired up!"
Oh my God.
My staff and I were startled, thinking maybe it was a heckler, but without missing a beat, the rest of the room responded in unison, "Ready to go!" Again, the same voice shouted, "Fired up!" And once again, the group responded, "Ready to go!" Unsure of what was happening, I turned to look behind me, my eyes landing on the source of the commotion, a middle-aged black woman dressed like she had just come to church with a colorful dress, a big hat, and an ear-to-ear grin that included a shiny gold tooth. Then down here it says, for the next few minutes, Edith led the room in hollering, "Fired up, ready to go," back and forth again and again. I was confused at first, but figured it would be impolite of me not to join in, and pretty soon I started to feel kind of fired up. I started to feel like I was ready to go.
Oh my
I noticed
God.
everybody at the meeting suddenly was smiling too, and after the chanting was done, we settled down and talked for the next hour. That even just rereading it now, it's like cringe. There's no doubt it's a little cringe. But it gave me goosebumps only
Yes.
because I remember when Marisa Kanoff did it for the first time.
We had the same exact response. We're like, what the fuck?
Right? Yes, literally.
Because it was just out of nowhere, loud as fuck. Fired up!
Right.
And everybody just responded. Ready? We had exact same experience as Brock. Like, what the
Right.
fuck?
It was the exact same experience. And I remember it was at the Get Out the Vote, one of the Get Out the Vote trainings that we had, where she really trained, or early voting trainings, where like she set up that projector and put on a little presentation about why it was important to early vote and like how we were going to use it in our volunteering and all that mess.
Yeah, there might have been like 30 people in the office that day.
Right. And just right at the end, she's like, are there any more questions? We might have gone through some of that. And then she just fired up.
Yeah,
The exact same
full
thing.
fucking on.
the exact same, like literally as if she was in a full crowd, but there was like literally like 25 to 30 of us there. So I felt really awkward.
I felt
But
really
then
awkward too.
As everybody did it, it really started to feel like some sort of it worked. I mean,
And
it
you could
really,
tell when
like,
Marisa did it that she really
felt
liked.
uncomfortable.
Well, I feel like at some point she liked getting people fired up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, like I felt like when she first did, because like when I think of that first fired up, I think of like just how the awkward silence from the fired up to the ready to go, because to me, it felt like an eternity.
I don't remember it that well to remember the awkward silence, but I remember at some point whenever we would hear fired up, we would be like, it was almost like brainwashed. We'd be just ready to go. We would get really excited.
Oh yeah.
To the point where we would yell it to ourselves in the car, like,
oh yeah. Oh, it was
fired up,
great.
ready to go. Fired up, ready to go.
Right. It was it was cultish. When you describe it like that, it was really cultish. But it really reminded me of how I just really loved that campaign, and I miss Marisa a lot.
I can't wait to hear the next one.
I know. I hope
to the next book, so we can see like things that like we remember happening.
Right.
Like the 47% thing, if you ever mentioned that.
Oh yeah. Because like it's so weird. Like I was just talking to Jordan Burkhardt. She randomly messaged me.
Me too.
Day, and oh, that's nice. Yeah. So she was on like some, because she told me she was also reconnecting with Brett Hensley at the same time. So it was just she must be on a reaching out kick. And we talked about I don't remember, what were we talking about?
Being fired up.
Oh, and it was just interesting. We were talking about the conversation quickly turned to politics. I don't know why, but it just it did, and we started talking about like Mitt Romney and all these and it's just weird how all of that stuff from a campaign that happened so long ago is so ingrained in my head. Like Mitt Romney's 5 talking points that, of course, I don't know right off the top of my head, but number 1 was stand up to
China. Yeah.
Like, I'll never forget it. The 47% remark. I'll never forget it.
Ever.
I'll never forget don't boo, vote.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget like all of those moments on the campaign. And it's just so weird that all of that, like I was making references to like binders of women, and it's just weird how like
I forgot about that one.
Right, because Jordan pulled out an even deeper cut when she talked about him putting his dog on the roof of the car. I fucking forgot about that.
I don't remember that at all.
He like drove around. It was a big scandal because they're like, he's so stupid, one because it was dangerous, but also because the potential president isn't smart enough to remember that he set his dog on the roof in its crate and then drove like for a couple miles with it on the roof.
What?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was like a wild scandal. I mean, I get it. Like, I get why it's kind of like, oh my God, like, but still. It's just weird how all of that stuff is so inconsequential today, and you can just pull it out because that campaign was so memorable to me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, and like I have so many. That's like might be the year with like the most memories.
Yeah,
because I have so many memories of like shit we did in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I can remember so many specific days because just so much happened. It was like every day something new is happening.
Right,
and it was really cool to just have like a hang.
And we had like such a long time to spend there. Like we really got in early in the campaign. Looking back on it, we got in really early and had a lot of like months and months to spend there, and all through the summer and into our freshman year or junior year of high school. And
was it our junior? I thought it was our senior year. We were
so I guess we went into we went into our senior year. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was like the beginning of our senior year.
Yeah, and there were so many things there's like so many distinct feelings of it. Like I can think about like the feeling of like canvassing in that like neighborhood is like iconic to me, and like the feeling of canvassing like Johnny Lytle and like those neighborhoods on that side of town, and like just the way it feels to walk through that side of town,
and the feeling of like getting new lit.
Oh yes,
like just looking at all of the lit all the time, seeing
all the posters,
the posters too, and like really like being there. We were there for the infancy of the office, to the point
before it
where
even
like,
opened.
Yeah, and like to the point like we felt really at home there.
Mm-hmm.
At least I did. I mean, like, and at one point, I would come in office sit while like Marisa went out and did shit and like canvassed and shit, and that was awesome because I would just sit in the little room. I would set up my iPad to look at the. I would set up my like all just so I could sit on the couch. I would set it up and live stream it to see if anybody walked through the door, and then come out if I was needed, and then I would leave it there when I went to the bathroom too.
I love that so much.
Like, be on my computer and have my iPad, like, literally, like, not even like a private live stream, just a public live stream on like Ustream that anybody could have like joined into if they wanted.
And seen the front door. That's so funny. Yeah, we were there before like the mural got painted. We were there before most of the recruiters got before most of the volunteers got recruited. We were there before Lindley got brought in. We were there before Josh got brought in.
Definitely there before Josh got brought in.
Truly just wild.
And not even to mention that we also got to spend some time in the Champaign County County headquarters too.
Yep.
Which is really interesting.
We were a poltergeist.
We had so much fun. Like,
have you that reminds me, have you noticed this new trend to talk about liminal spaces?
Liminal?
Yeah. It's like the definition is something like a transitional space, and so like a lot of the photos are like hallways or
who the fuck is talking about this?
It's like on YouTube, people are in like Twitter and like Reddit and like that kind of thing. It's like just people are appreciating these liminal spaces, but it's also part of like a, I don't want to say creepypasta, but I'm sure it is, called The Back Room. Have you heard of this? It's essentially like the idea being that like it's if you enter the back room, you have somehow glitched out of the reality. Sort of like the person that one person described it as like when you no clip in a video game, and then like you're below the map.
Oh yeah, you're like out of bounds.
Right. Except they referred to it, and some of the photos that come up for it look exactly like the Champaign County Democratic Party headquarters, to the point where like it sent chills through my body because I'm like, I've been there. Like,
that's creepy. Yeah, I remember the Champaign. I remember that place being creepy as fuck because it was like a temporary space. How do you spell this? Liminal?
It's Liminal, and I found the exact one it came up with too. These are the ones that this is the one that is the back room. I'm sending links.
What is the significance of a liminal space, though? I don't understand. I see one that reminds me of, like, the hallway of the mall.
Yeah, some of them are just, like, mall hallways, like, stuff like that.
Dude, that's...
Isn't that really creepy? And the part of what makes everybody
that's creepy.
Part of what the reason people are drawn to it is because they feel like they're all familiar, and like when at first I'm like, yeah, I guess they all kind of feel familiar. Like most of them is like that one you were talking about, like a hallway in an abandoned mall. Like of course that feels familiar, but this one is just like beige rooms with like a bunch of doorways and hallways in it. Not even doorways, just like what do you even call that?
Dude, you know what's really this is really weird because I never thought of a way. Okay, I don't care if the internet knows this. One time I did a whippet, and it was it had a very powerful effect on me. And if you don't know what a whippet is, it's nitrous oxide, whatever. And I felt like it was like the headspace it brought me to was like a nasty basement liminal room. And I've never known how to describe it until I just found this picture. And like it kind of reminds me of this, except more dirty. But like it's always stuck with me because I'm like, what was that? It was like the dirtiest, but it felt familiar, but also dirty. And just like low. I don't know.
Oh yeah, this kind of reminds me of your basement.
Where at?
Well, at your old house, the one that you used to live in for a moment, on Yellow Springs.
Oh, kinda, yeah. But it's just like really.
But that's
creepy.
just any basement, yeah. But it's creepy. It does feel really creepy.
I don't like that you show me this, to be honest.
I know.
Oh, this is oh, dude.
They're creepy.
This is creepy. I don't know why this is a thing.
I know, it's creepy. And that one, the one of the back room, really, when I saw it, sent chills through my body because I'm like, that is the Champaign County.
That's exactly what
office.
It looked like.
And didn't it feel? And people describe it when they actually enter the back room, so to speak, and like no clip out of reality. They say that it goes on forever, and I really, when I was there, I felt like it was like a maze of.
I did too.
Of like halls and doors like that all led to nowhere, and it was so empty. And I'm just starting to think like, and then
you couldn't even imagine how they would set something up in there. At least I couldn't.
I couldn't, and it was so empty.
I remember it being like that. Whether or not it was, I'm not sure, but that's my memory of it.
Right, and then
almost like it was a dream.
And we had like a really weird. I felt really weird being there. Like Luke and Jordan were out for a lot longer because they genuinely did the canvassing, and we got done instantly. Almost instantly, and went back and just hung out at the Champaign County office by ourselves. He gave us the key, which was really cool. I mean, they really cool. Trusted us, and it felt. We kept talking about it. We said it. There was somebody that I know we were just kids, but we kept talking about like we felt like there was a poltergeist in the area that. That was where we came up with the possessions. I mean, like, I think we'd already kind of been doing it, but that's, like, where I, threw myself on the ground and really was like, yeah, it's me, Satan! Like, that.
Yeah,
that's
which
where
we
that
did for
started.
years and years after that.
And then we had, we stacked up all those chairs, and there was also that door that we, there was, like, I can't remember it very well, but there was a door somewhere that was, like, we were sitting there. Maybe it's where the chairs were set up. And we were sitting there, and it sounded like there was somebody locked behind one of those doors.
Oh, yes.
And we kept saying, like, it sounds like, it's offensive, but we were like, it sounds like they have a retard chained up in there.
We had no clue what was going on. That was a liminal space.
Yes.
I'm really creeped. I'm still looking at this picture, and it's really creeping me the fuck out.
I know.
I don't like it.
They're really creepy, and I feel, of course I'm sorry that I introduced you to something so creepy.
I'm saying, have you played Super Mario 64?
I think so.
This one's creeping me out, too. It's from a fucking video game, but it's still creeping me out. I'm like, yeah, that's a liminal space.
Ooh. That is creepy. I saw that one when I was scrolling. That is really creepy.
It's like, so weird to even describe this, though, because it's just like a space. Like, just a random spot that I guess we all sort of feel the vibe from it.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to see if I can find this video that I watched, because I think you'd like it, and I really liked it. That I think introduced it to me. It's from a channel called Solar Sands.
And I've never even heard of it.
I'd never heard of it either, but I think you should watch it. It's like a 25-minute one, but so of course take it with a grain of salt. But I'll link it below as well in the video. But yeah, that's where it introduced it to me, and also talked about the back room and all that kind of stuff. But the reason that I brought that up is because they talked about one of the images that he uses in that video as a liminal space is the artwork that somebody designed that goes behind Lego advertisements. Like they put the Lego box over top of this image, but when you remove the Lego box, it makes a liminal space because he argues it's like nobody's meant to see it like that. Like it's missing something, so it like makes it really awkward. It like makes this like awkward, like that hallway in Mario 64. You just are supposed to walk through there super quick. You don't.
It's so fast you wouldn't ever just sit there and be like, this is a space right here.
Right, it's creepy.
Oh yeah, like I don't like this.
Right. Yeah, I recommend that video. I didn't think that that's how we would end this episode, but yeah, I recommend. Honestly, I recommend that channel. I've watched a few of their little video essays, and I think they're entertaining. But that one was certainly the best.
Okay.
Didn't think that passage would lead to a conversation about liminal spaces, but honestly, now it seems predestined. How could it not? Because both of those places.
I don't even remember what got us there.
The Obama campaign. Fired up, ready to go.
Oh, then I mentioned that we did it in Champaign County, and you're like, oh.
Right. Because, and it's weird, but both of those things, the campaign of 2012, both of those campaigns were both in 2012, but both of those offices were liminal spaces. And you think about,
you're right.
The creepiest part, there were more liminal spaces in the Springfield office. Once you went down that one hallway and you could get into those abandoned offices.
Yeah, that's where we filmed part of that one video.
Sarah Palin
Awareness Month. Yeah, where you're upset about.
I watched that on Inauguration Day to celebrate.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, me and Abigail watched it.
Yeah, that's a good
Hi,
one,
kids.
of course.
You just saw a man commit suicide.
I love that. But yeah, well, I guess that's all I have to say about that. So until next time, folks, if you find yourself in the back room, just stay moat. Just stay moat there, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I hope so.
Jesus